Afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Tom Neblett with 4 Points Family Chiropractic, and I want to welcome you today to our July edition of our Living to 100 webinar series we do. Today, we're going to talk about high blood pressure, what causes high blood pressure, the real causes of high blood pressure, the damages it does to your body, the serious health conditions it can lead to, and natural strategies to help to lower your blood pressure. All right. If you or somebody you care about is dealing with blood pressure issues, we want to share with you some of these strategies so that you can better manage these, hopefully without having to resort to drugs. Before I get into those strategies, though, I'm going to talk with you first a little bit about our office. Okay, 4 Points Family Chiropractic is located at the entrance to the River Place subdivision, which is in northwest Austin on Ranch Road 2222. We serve the River Place community, Steiner Ranch, Grandview Hills, Canyon Creek, Jester Estates, but we see patients from all over Austin and even neighboring communities as far away as San Antonio, Houston, and Austin. So I just want to Dallas. Just want to let you know that we have a pretty big reach there because of the results we get. All right, so that's enough about the office for a moment. Let's get back to blood pressure. You probably already know that when you get your blood pressure taken, you're going to receive two numbers, right? That first number is called your systolic blood pressure. What that is, that's measuring the pressure that's in your blood vessel system when the heart contracts and squeezes the blood out into your blood vessels. All right, so that's where your blood pressure is at its highest. The second number is your diastolic blood pressure. That is the pressure that exists in your blood vessels in between the heart contractions, right? So that's when things are at rest. As you probably know as well, normal blood pressure, healthy blood pressure is considered 120/80 or lower. All right. What you may not know is that almost half of Americans suffer from high blood pressure or early high blood pressure, and that's considered to be blood pressure of 130/80 or higher. And of that number, of those half, only 1 out of 4 people are actually managing their blood pressure the way it should be managed. So that means 3/4 of the people with high blood pressure aren't doing anything about it. Now here's the problem with that. When you have long-term high blood pressure, it can lead to serious heart conditions like arterial damage, heart failure, aneurysm, kidney damage, ruptured blood vessels, vision loss, stroke, loss of cognitive function, and even death. So it's a big deal, all right, and it needs to be dealt with. Now, some people may have a hereditary or genetic predisposition towards high blood pressure. We hear that a lot. Everybody in my family's got high blood pressure. But this is largely a lifestyle issue, okay? So the real cause of high blood pressure, what activates that predisposition, are the decisions we make in our daily lifestyle, all right? Decisions like what we eat, whether or not we're getting any exercise, how we deal with stress. So that means if we're gonna actually deal with the problem here, we have to make different choices in those areas. In other words, if we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to keep getting what we've always got. So if we want to see changes, we've got to make different decisions. Does that make sense? All right. So what we see happen is a lot of our patients go to the medical doctors. What does the medical doctor do? He prescribes blood pressure medications, things like beta blockers, diuretics, calcium blockers, calcium channel blockers, ACE inhibitors. All of these drugs artificially change the way your body functions. It doesn't address the problem, what caused the blood pressure. It's making artificial changes. And all of these drugs have side effects. All right. So what happens is they become permission slips. All right. I don't have to make any changes because I'm taking these pills. Sometimes it's a combination of them that lower my blood pressure, so I can keep doing those things that got me into the shape to begin with. Make sense? That's the problem with relying on those drugs. So the other thing you may not realize is, as a general rule, when you're put on one of these drugs, the expectation is you're going to be on these drugs for the rest of your life. And that usually starts a whole cascade of different drugs being introduced. You get the blood pressure drugs, the cholesterol drugs, this drug, that drug. We see patients in there taking as many as 15 to 20 different prescription medications. They don't even know what they're taking them for anymore. So anything we can do to lessen that chemical load in our body is obviously going to make us more healthy. Now, if you're taking blood pressure medications, please don't hear me wrong. I'm not telling you to stop taking those drugs. The worst thing we can do is move ourselves back into that high blood pressure situation. The effects there are even more dangerous. If you're going to make those changes, you have to have a different strategy in place, and it needs to be supervised by your doctor to make sure it goes okay. What I am telling you is that implementing natural strategies to help to reduce or eliminate the need for taking blood pressure medications or even better, prevent them altogether, is a better way to better health. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you're dealing with blood pressure issues, or maybe you've got other health issues that you're dealing with, and you'd like to find a better way to deal with those, a better way to better health, if you will, or maybe you'd just like to see if chiropractic might help you. Along with this webinar today, we've got a special offer for you. If you'd like to come into our office, we'll do initial exam and consultation, including x-rays, and that'll also include a follow-up appointment with one of our doctors to review those findings with you and discuss any strategies that might help you to reach your health goals. We're offering those today for only $67. Okay, the value of those services in our office is $270. So if you call our office at 512-345-9355, one of our friendly front desk team members will help you set up that appointment. All right. The other thing we're going to do is when you show up for that first appointment, we're going to gift you a special memory foam chiropractic approved cervical pillow that we sell in our office for $50. Our patients love them, by the way. We're going to give that to you as a special gift, just for coming in and letting us see if we can help you. So if you'd like to check that out and take advantage of our offer, come see us. So let's get into some of the strategies I was talking about. All right. The first place I want to start is with your diet. There is a direct relationship between our weight and our blood pressure. As our weight goes up, our blood pressure goes up. As it comes down, our weight comes down, our blood pressure tends to come down. All right. So we need to keep an eye on our weight as the first place to start. When it comes to our diet, obviously that has a huge impact on our weight. When we're carrying more weight around, the heart muscle has to work harder to get the blood out into the system, and that increases the pressure in our blood vessels. That increased pressure damages our blood vessels. And what happens as a result of that, the scar tissue that forms, one of these does it lessens the elasticity of our vessels, causes hardening of the arteries, if you will, and that scar tissue also tends to shrink the lumen of the blood vessels as it forms, making less room for the blood that's got to go through there. Both of those things result in increased blood pressure. I could go into a lot of detail about this, but that's as much as I'm going to do for today. But it's one of the reasons why it's so important that we keep our weight at a healthy level. Does that make sense? There have been some specific diets that have been designed to help lower blood pressure as well as weight. Now, when I mention diet, I'm not talking about using diet as a short-term fix to get our weight down where we want to, then we go back to what we were doing. I'm talking about implementing a new lifestyle. Okay, I'm talking about taking these on as the way we're going to eat going forward. One of the dietary plans is called DASH. DASH stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. Of course, hypertension is another word for high blood pressure. This was specifically designed to reduce blood pressure. It emphasizes eating fruits and vegetables for half of your calories, lean proteins, whole grains, low-fat dairy, if you're going to eat dairy at all, and also limiting your sodium intake. Okay, and it's had very good results in lowering blood pressure. Another healthy diet that you can look at is a Mediterranean-style diet. It has similar aspects in that it focuses on fruits and vegetables for half of our calories, also lean proteins and whole grains. But what it adds into the mix are healthy essential fatty acids, like omega-3 fatty acids, by introducing olive oil and lots of seafood into that diet. Both of those have excellent results. Both of those emphasize some of the same things. Again, fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, low fat, and whole grains. All right, and they both have very good results. In addition to those diets, a vegan approach to eating, which is a whole food, plant-based diet, a vegetarian approach to eating, but taking processed foods out and limiting sodium intake, limiting alcohol, limiting or totally eliminating smoking. All those are very important things to do to help in this area. Now, a couple of other things to look at is salt intake. The more salt we have in our body, the more our body tends to retain fluids, which increases our blood pressure. So you want to limit sodium intake, which one of the things that DASH does. There are also some foods that will help lower your blood pressure. Potassium-rich foods like avocados, melons, and bananas. High-fiber foods like fruits, vegetables, and seeds. Also, garlic, spinach, tomatoes, broccoli, and sunflower seeds not only have potassium, but also a lot of magnesium in them. Magnesium works with potassium to relax the blood vessel walls and help them expand better, so they're very helpful. Believe it or not, it isn't all bad news. Dark chocolate has also been shown to lower blood pressure. So these are some things you can introduce into your diet that will help. There are also some supplements that can help. Things like omega-3 fish oils are very helpful. Magnesium, again, as I said, it helps to relax the muscle tone in your blood vessel walls. And also CoQ10. Now, if you're taking statin drugs to lower cholesterol, you need to be taking a CoQ10 supplement because statins strip the CoQ10 out of our systems. So CoQ10 is very important if you're doing that as well. What I want you to know about the dietary guidelines that go with the DASH diet. Over time, they've been shown to lower blood pressure up to 11 points, 11 millimeters of mercury. So that's a big reduction in your blood pressure. And the other thing about losing weight is what's been proven is that for every 2 pounds of weight we lose, our blood pressure comes down 1 point. So these diets have that double whammy. They can help you both through dietary means, but also by bringing your weight down to lower your blood pressure. Make sense? So this is where we want you to start. The second strategy is to make sure you're getting enough exercise. All right. Specifically, inactivity not only causes increased weight, but it also weakens our heart and cardiovascular system. So we have to make sure that we're exercising those systems as well as our overall bodies. If you'll perform a minimum of 150 minutes a week of some form of low-impact aerobic activity, this may sound familiar to those of you that are already patients in our office, since we talk to all our patients about doing this. But what's been proven is that can lower your blood pressure over time between 5 and 10 millimeters of mercury. So very simple. So with that, again, that could be things like brisk walking, elliptical, stationary bike, bicycle, swimming, even light jogging. Those activities, again, have that kind of impact on our blood pressure and help to lower that. In addition to that, that also helps bring the weight down. Now, another exercise that's been shown to be very effective is yoga. There was a study done by who was it that did that? That was the European Society of Cardiology. They found that 15 minutes of yoga a day had twice the effect of lowering blood pressure that the blood pressure lowering medications had. So, that's a pretty good reason to check out yoga as well. It's been very effective at lowering blood pressure. So those two strategies by themselves can be very effective. But if we add the third one in here, which is practicing stress management techniques, it's even more powerful. See, stress, or rather our reaction to stress, has a direct impact on blood pressure. When all our focus is on problems and traumas, and we're constantly focusing on that, our blood pressure automatically rises and can create problems. I'm going to go more into why that is in just a minute. But there's no way to totally avoid stress, right? It's just going to happen. But what we can do is implement strategies that help our body better deal with stress. Okay, and again, this is something we talk about with our patients. So you've already heard this if you're one of our patients. But strategies we can implement. Number one, deep diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, Buddha belly breaths, where you take a breath in through your nose for 5 seconds, we'll feel your abdomen expand, take it all the way down into your belly, and then slowly blow it out through your mouth for 5 seconds. Doing 10 of those in the morning and the evening helps reduce stress, which helps lower your blood pressure, helps lower your heart rate, helps with relaxation. Meditation. Just 10 minutes of meditation a day has been proven to lower blood pressure, increase focus, and also increase energy. Exercise also affects our stress. So not only are you getting the benefit that you got with exercise in general, but it also helps our body better handle stress. There are some other things we can implement, things like journaling. Sometimes just writing it down on paper helps release some of the impact of stress. And a lot of times we can find solutions when we're looking at it that we couldn't find when it was just jumbled up in our head. Solutions help lower stress. And then other things like improving organization in our life, prioritization issues, time management issues. If you're struggling with those things, there are classes out there available online, or we're happy to talk with you about that in the office as well. But all those things are very effective at helping to lower blood pressure. So there's some strategies. I hope that's helpful. If you're currently suffering, again, from issues with blood pressure, would like to find out if we can help, or would like to discuss strategies about other health issues with us, if you'll call our office, 512-345-9355, mention this webinar. We'll schedule that initial consultation examination, including x-rays with you if needed, and a follow-up appointment with one of our doctors. We'll sit down with you, go over the results of the exam, talk about your health concerns, and discuss strategies that we can help you to implement in order to achieve better health. All right? So again, we're offering that for $67 if you call our office today, and that's normally a $270 value. And with that, we'll also include that memory foam pillow I mentioned earlier at no additional cost. So give us a call if you'd like to see if we can help, because we want to help. Now, I mentioned the bonus strategy. This is the bonus strategy, and this may surprise some of you. But your chiropractic adjustments also impact blood pressure. There have been multiple studies that have shown that following chiropractic adjustments, blood pressure levels have come down. What? How can chiropractic care affect my blood pressure? Isn't that for my back pain? That's what a lot of people think. Here's what happened. A recent study that was performed. They found an average of a 10% reduction in both the systolic and the diastolic blood pressure in the patients who were in this study after 8 weeks of chiropractic care. All right? So I want to tell you right up front, there is no blood pressure adjustment that we can administer in our office. That's not how it works. What happens when you're adjusted is we relieve irritation to your nervous system, which allows the nervous system to function better. When that occurs, the blood pressure is better regulated. Your body's better regulate blood pressure. Had a hard time getting that out, didn't I? Sorry about that. So let me give you a little more information about how that works so it's a little more clear to you. I know that's probably slightly muddy because the impact of chiropractic adjustments on nervous system function cannot be overstated. We can divide the nervous system into two major divisions. There's the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. They're like the gas pedal and the brakes on your car, all right? When the sympathetic nervous system is activated, all right, and the sympathetic nervous system is activated by threats, perceived threats. That can be real or imagined, but when that happens, the sympathetic nervous system gets activated. That's the fight or flight response. That's your survival mode. And what happens is a whole series of physiological events take place, two of which our heart begins to beat faster, which increases our blood pressure. All right. So this response is designed for our protection, for our survival. So if we have a saber-toothed tiger attack us, it's so we can fight off the tiger or run away from it. Now, when we're under stress has the very same effect on our bodies. So when we're stressed out a lot or over a long period of time, anybody relate to that? What happens is we stay in that sympathetic state. All right. And when we're in that state long term, it begins to break our body down. And one of the impacts it has is it affects the heart and affects our blood pressure. So when the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, it has the opposite response, right? That's the brake pedal. What that does is it slows everything down, including our heart rate, including our blood pressure. That's the state where we come out of survival mode into the state where our body can begin to heal and repair itself. So it's very important that we find ways to remain in that state as much as possible. Okay, all the strategies that I mentioned during stress management are all designed towards pushing us into a parasympathetic state. But the exciting thing about chiropractic, there have been multiple studies done that have proven that chiropractic care activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's how chiropractic care influences not only blood pressure, but many other systems in the body so that we all operate at a higher level of health. I hope that makes sense. All right, so if you're dealing with blood pressure issues, you don't have to do that. We want to help you with that if we possibly can, all right? If you'd like to find out how we might be able to help, or if there's other issues you're dealing with, I would like to meet with us and see what we can do to help with those. If you'll call our office at 512-345-9355, mention this webinar, we'll schedule that initial comprehensive consultation examination, including x-rays, and a follow-up appointment with one of our doctors. And at that time, we'll go over all our findings from the exam and also discuss strategies with you to help you reach your health goals. All right, that's what we do in those appointments. Okay. In addition, at that very first appointment, when you come in to see us, we're going to give you the memory foam pillow I mentioned. Again, $50 in our office, no cost to you. So our front desk staff is waiting to help you schedule that appointment. All right, so that's about high blood pressure today. Next month, we're real excited to tell you that our topic is going to be back to school in a post-pandemic society. Okay, we're going to offer you some strategies on how to best handle that situation. I know a lot of, if you guys have kids or somebody you know has kids, there's a lot of stress out there about what's going to happen when we go back into the classroom again, both by the parents and the kids. And we're going to talk about that next week, okay? Your presenter is going to be Dr. Haley McHugh. She's put some great information together for you to help make that as seamless as possible. We hope you'll join us. That's going to be next month at noon on August the 11th, I believe. That's Wednesday, August the 11th of next week. So tune in like you did today. We look forward to sharing that with you. So again, I'm Dr. Neblett, and on behalf of Dr. Mary, Dr. Haley, and Dr. Ross, as well as our entire staff at 4 Points Family Chiropractic, I want to thank you for being with us today. I hope this webinar was helpful, helped give you some strategies so that you can implement immediately. The bottom line is at 4 Points Family Chiropractic, our goal, we want to show you a better way to do it. All right, so bye for now.